In this example, we'll look at how we go about creating a simple template variable and how we go about using template variables in our template. Template variables can be used for many things. They can be used for images, for text, for numbers, for a date picker, for a lot of different things that you can imagine. So we're going to look at a simple example of maybe on a website we want the client to have the ability to switch out this image periodically with different images that they want. As you can imagine, there's so many different applications you could use this for. It could be for a slideshow. You could have multiple images, but we're just going to start with a small, simple image to really demonstrate and illustrate how you go about setting up template variables. So to begin, go ahead and log in. Come over to Elements here in the tab and go to Template Variables. We'll create a new template variable. We'll go to New Template Variable. We're just going to call it image_01, and I'll call it just image1. And for the description, I'll say upload your image here. Simple enough. And we'll go to Input Options, and we'll, in this example, choose from the from the different input types. We'll choose image, and we'll give it. In this case, we're going to do it on a page on the website. We'll assign it to the home page. And so this particular template is called home, so we'll assign it here. I'll go ahead and save it. Now, when we come over to our home page here in MODx and we go ahead and click on it to edit it, we'll see that the template variable will show up here. So that's no problem. But the only thing is sometimes you'll have a lot of different template variables that you want to organize and group together. And in this particular case, since we only have one template variable, there's one category called uncategorized. But maybe you may have, images category or a SEO category, so people can change meta tags and stuff like that. So what you want to generally do is create a category and assign that template variable to that category so you can keep things nice and neat down here in your categories. So to do this, we'll come back over to Elements and we'll go to Categories. We'll go to Create a New Category. And I'm just going to call this Images, and I'll save it. And what I'll do is I'll come back over to my template variable, and in this case you can just go ahead and click on it. Let's just do that, and you'll see a category option right here, and we're going to choose images. So we'll assign it to the image category. Easy enough. So we'll save it, and again, if we come back over to our page, our home page here, and we look, it's now categorized under images. Okay. So let's look at an example of how we go about uploading the image to the website. Again, we're looking at being able to switch out this image. So if we go into the actual template itself, and I've loaded up here, we've got the templates on the server as static files that we import into MODx, which is not covered in this tutorial. But I'm going to go to the home right here, and here's the place that I want to be able to insert a template variable. So what I'll do is I'll just do bracket asterisk image_01 close bracket. The image_01 was the name of the template variable we just created, and in MODx the syntax in the template is 2 brackets, an asterisk, the name of the template variable, and then 2 closed brackets. So we'll go ahead and save this, and what we'll do is in MODx we'll go ahead and come over to Site, Clear Cache. And the reason we're clearing the cache is because we just updated a file on the server. MODx stores that information in the database, but if you make a change to that file on the server, it's good to clear the cache, and that way it will update the database in MODx and it will go back and re-grab that template off the server. Okay, so let's go ahead and upload an image. So I'll click here, and I'm going to come over to a directory where I have the image, and one of the things that we'll cover in another tutorial is media sources, because if you give the client the permission to upload images and stuff, by default they can see all of the files in the root directory, which is not good because they'll get in and accidentally probably mess something up. But in another tutorial we'll look at media sources and how we go about organizing the client files in a directory we want. And then we do have a file or folder on the server that I created called client files, and I'm going to look in here, and we already have the image in here. Let's go ahead and delete the file so we can just go through the process of uploading that image and see what that would look like. So if we come back over to images and client files, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and walk you through how we go about uploading an image. So I'll click on upload images on this little icon, and we'll go to add, and immediately get this box here pops open and it says, well, where do you want to get the image? And we'll just grab one off the desktop. We'll grab this one. Okay, I'm going to go to upload, and then I'll go, it tells us that it uploaded, so I'll go ahead and hit close or OK. And there's our image, and we'll just double click it, and immediately it's going to load it in. Okay, that was pretty easy. So if I save it, it's now loaded into the system and assigned it to this template variable. So if I come back over to the web page and I refresh, obviously the image still shows up because we have the same image. But let's just, for example, delete it out so you can see that if you don't assign an image to a template variable, it's not going to show up on the front of the website. So I'll go ahead and refresh, and our image is gone. So that is a pretty straightforward process. We'll go ahead again and save it, and again refresh and look at the front of the website, and our image is here. Okay, so that is a very simple example of using template variables in an example where we're using an image. Again, you can have input, you can have a date picker, you can do so many different things with template variables, but the point is you understand that you can assign a different variable, something that's unique to that page, to that MODx resource. So hopefully that gives you a good overview of template variables.